Alright, what's going on, guys? ViewFlexI here, bringing you the January 3rd tournament results video. My team ended up taking it down this time. There was 8 teams that showed up, and there's just a couple little montage clips, just like I used to do. These two are from semis game 4, which we ended up winning. This is from the semis game 5, which we ended up losing. The semis, actually, we won 4-3. I'll elaborate on that later, you'll see. Right here is actually this clip coming up right now. Game 7 from the final. It was semis, as you see, and this is a very key play. There's 2-on-1 at this point. And if you see Ferm just there, and Ferm gets one knife on Apos, this is my live screen as I'm spectating Apos, and he actually ends up leaving before he even dies out because he knew Ferm had him separated from that revive. Ferm was, 5-6 feet in front of that guy, so he couldn't pick up his teammate either. So it was a great game-winning block. It was honestly a really interesting semifinals that took us to 7. That's the end of game 1. It suicided Derek there. Me and Ferm worked together there. This is a huge. This was the big swing in the finals. We 4-1. Derek, Elmo, Rambo, and Messi. But this was a huge play. Game 2, they had us on a 4v2. They really did a good job bleeding the guys out. They were playing a good team game here. But this is my live view. Watch here. I'm kind of watching Rambo. I see he goes down. You'll see one clip in between here of me spraying Elmo down in Game 4 for the oldest grief in the book. Right here. But then it'll go back to that play right there in Game 3. Watch Just Pit escape here. He says he does it intentionally. I still don't know if I necessarily believe him. But he knife lunges out of the horde there, we were talking about it afterwards, but anyway, you look at it, it was a crazy escape. So, I mean, that was a game changer right there that we ended up going up 2-1 there, and we won the next 2 straight. So, these are just the teams we were playing, and the scores listed there, as you can see. I know I went through this all really fast. I just ran through my cap card footage at 6 times speed, just trying to catch all the important moments I remember. But, and then here's the kind of shoutcast commentary I'll do while I'm talking over things. But, it was actually a pretty good game 5. It was the last game again. Again, our biggest challenge, I don't want to talk too much about the semis, but not our biggest challenge. I mean, I think this team we played in the finals is better than the other team any day. Almost, 6 out of 7 days in the week. Maybe not today, obviously, but because, I mean, we 4-3'd, we barely won. Game 7, it was a 2-on-2. Me and Jeff both bled out. 2 of them bled out. It was Ferm and Floppa versus 2 of them in Game 7. It doesn't get any closer than that. It was probably, top 3, top 5, most tense moments since I've been playing in my 2 years. I've played a lot of Game 7s and a lot of them in the finals, but, that was just a nail-biter, and it was especially, Elmo made a silly move there. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but it was a nail-biter, especially since it was kind of just an unexpected team. They caught us by surprise, because I get a pretty good grief on kind of a door block knockout combo on Bradzy, which is Messi. But they just kind of caught us by surprise. They did like a really interesting barn strategy where all 4 of them kind of camped the barn, and they took a 2-0 lead on us, and we were just kind of really puzzled and trying to figure it out, and we did. I rewind here. This is funny. Usually the headless zombie always wins, but me and Jeff were joking about this. Finally the human gets 1 point as the headless zombie. He actually knifes it before it slaps him a double time when he's out, or a second time when he's out of ammo. But Rambo makes a good play here. Stays away from the pool. Gets this revive. I'm not exactly sure what goes on next. Let's see. Right, I get blindsided here. I didn't even see the second zombie. Kind of quick down, not complete BS, but, it was quick. But, then Rambo gets another second revive here again. Well-timed revive. Nothing too skillful about it, but, well-timed revives will get the job done with good teamwork on farm. But he gets a pretty good escape there. Doesn't get hit at all. I'm yelling at Jeff here. 1 zombie behind. I guess he never heard it. I don't know if his game volume wasn't on or ever. But at this point, it's 1v4 for Flop. And, he makes a pretty good play. Anytime he can get 1 revive, and... Yeah, Ferm dies real stupid here. I went back to watch. Like, he kind of does a double clutch, and you just never want to do, you either want to do go one way or maybe cut back, but usually a double clutch is never good. I mean, you just got down by 2 zombies. It's kind of silly, but anyways, Floppa gets a good play here. I wasn't together with Jeff because I died, like, front shed, and I was just crawling back there, so it's hard to get there, but as you guys saw, I died out front shed by the green truck, so I couldn't really get there, but he makes a good play to get 1 revive. And they just kind of have a malfunction of teamwork, whether it was communication or whatever. But 2 of them go into the same place, and they both die. We both get out. And I show here, Rambo kind of walks in front of the shed. Not sure if he's trying to get a pull or whatever, but teammate gets back scratched there. You get a good view of it, and then there's just 2 zombies waiting for him barn. So wasn't the best execution on their team's part, but it was also obviously quite a bit unlucky. I mean, and then Elmo gets, Elmo comes out here. Yeah, he's the last one to go down. Kind of goes in for, he said he lagged here. It looked like he did a little bit, but he just kind of dropped the revive and then screen shakes into a mess of zombies. So yeah, that's the end of this game 5. But again, even though our semi score was closer, I mean 9 out of 10 times this team is going to be better than that team. It's just, we we had big plays, big momentum shifts. Like I said, they should have had that game 3, and they kind of had a small meltdown with a double down and Fridge on when they had that 4v2 in game 3. So we had the big plays, the big shifts that we came through pretty clutch at sometimes. But again, this was as stacked of a lobby as you ever going to get on Farm Magic. So I mean, we play these guys in best of sevens all the time, and it could have been a different result as well. So it was a good finals nonetheless. Hope to see you all next week. I'll have a bracket pick right here to run it out, to show you the bracket, and I'll talk over that. Well, I just cut the voice recordings. I'm not going to talk over this. I'll just let music run it out. I hope to see you guys all next week. Thanks.